Welcome everybody to the Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin, and tonight's matchup will, of course, be between the Newton Rebels and, of course, the Kansas Cannons. On the season, the Newton Rebels not off to the start that they were hoping for. Of course, an overall record of 1-7. Just 24 hours ago, of course, we were joined once again, and we saw the Newton Rebels fall to the Monarchs right here in Klein Scott Field to go down to their 7th loss of the season. On the other side of things, the Kansas Cannons 5-3 on the season and currently on a 5-game win streak. A lot on the line here at Klein Scott Field. My name once again, Adrian Holguin. Top of the first, coming up in just a matter of minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back. Top of the first right here from Klein Scott Field. Starting us off on the pitching map for the Newton Rebels, Tate Lewis, right-handed pitcher, of course, out of Southwestern, hometown Dewey, Oklahoma, junior out there, of course. First pitch on the way. It's going to be inside for ball number 1. That pitch a little bit up high. Ball number 2. Starting off in the batter's box, of course, for the Kansas Cannons, Zeb Henry at Eastern Oklahoma Community College. And Henry makes contact with that one out to center field. The Rebels going to bring down the first out. Of course, great job by the center field, or the outfield, I should say, by the Newton Rebels, getting the first out on the top of the first. Once again, hot start after, once again, 24 hours ago. The Rebels fell short to the Monarchs right here at Klein Scott Field to fall to an overall record, of course, on the season of 1-7. Kale Blassie next up to bat for the Cannons. Pitch number 1 in and ball 1. That one made contact with out to the right side. The Rebels going to try to get underneath the foul ball. Going to be unsuccessful. Going to be strike number 1. 1-1 count. So that's foul ball. Sponsored by Union State Bank. Strikeouts. So sponsored by Mark Fox, your local Wigan realtor. Lewis fires that one in there. Once again, contact made. Foul ball out to the left side. Strike number 2. Pitch up top. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, once again, top of the first. Aiden Robles in the catching spot tonight. Contact made over right on top of the second base. Going to be a base hit for the Cannons, the Rebels. Allowing the Cannons to get their first base hit of the ballgame. Lane Howard. Lane Howarth next up. Bat for the Cannons out of Wichita State University. Sees it through, makes contact, foul ball. Strike 1. Oklahoma's Lewis fires that one in there. Up top. 1-1 count. Second consecutive ball. Outside the strike zone. Pitch outside the strike zone. Brings up a 3-1 count. Pitching's been arguably one of the weaknesses for the Rebels this season. A lot of times they'll figure that out, though. Ball hit out to right field. Going to stay and play. Runners rounding the bases. Going to find themselves on first and third, respectively. Now, welcome to bat number 25, Cooper Combs. Cooper Combs going to be next up. And once again, the Cannons having some success early on. Still 1 out, top of the first. Anything could happen. The Rebels have a chance of, getting two quick outs, maybe even a double play. Getting a runner out at second and first would bring an end to the top of the first. Rebels are 6.5 games back, of course, in the Jayhawk Collegiate League Conference. Currently on a 4-game sled early on in the season. Pitch 2 in, ball to the outside, ball 2. Third pitch. Fired and swung out by the right-handed batter. Strike number 1. But the Cannons were able to steal their way over from first to second. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Robles keeps that out of harm's way. Ball number 3. Pitch went into the dirt. Combs looks it through, swings at it, makes contact out to third base. He will find himself out as an attempt to make it over to first base. 2 outs, top of the first.
Gannon Snyder.
Gannon Snyder going to be next up. To bat, of course, for the Cannons. Snyder also at Wichita State University. Same as Lane Haworth, as we saw him step up earlier on top of the first. First pitch in, up top, ball one. Pitch number 2, also down low. Tate Lewis being very strategic in his placement of these pitches. A lot of balls, a lot of kind of waiting out these opposing batters so far. Pitch number 3, goes straight into the strike zone. Fastball down the middle, strike 1. Foul ball to the right side. Going to bring up a 2-2 count. Once again, 2 outs, top of the first from Clyde Scott Field. Snyder not going to swing at it. And ball number 4 will send him over to first base on the walk.
Hunter Albert.
And with that, bases are now loaded for the Cannons. Once again, 2 outs. Rebels only need 1 out to get themselves out of a potentially precarious situation. And it makes contact out to the right side. Foul ball. Strike 1. Hunter Albert out of Cali Community College. A little bit south on I-35. Makes contact out to right field. And the Rebels are going to bring an end to the top of the first. After, of course, that pop fly out to right field. So we're going to start on the defensive side for the Rebels. We'll see what they can do from the batter's box when we come back from Clyde Scott Field. Newton, Kansas, Centennial Park. Stay with us. Bottom of the first, fixing to commence here from Clyde Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. Once again, let's look at some of our financial partners. Newton Lions Club, Best Pest Control, Miller Insurance Agency Incorporated, Charleston Insurance, Union State Bank, Faith and Life Bookstore, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Harvey County, Court-appointed Social Advocate Group, Midway Motors in Newton, Mark Fox, local Wigan Realtor, Conradi Insurance Group, Patriots Roofing Services, Platinum PDR Plus Paint, Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash and Pouch Enterprises, John Oldham Family, Newton Rebels founder Carl Hodges and Family, and Arma Coatings of Wichita. As we saw just a minutes ago, top of the first, the Rebels allowed some hits, but did not allow any runners to make their way on home for the Cannons. Solid defensive start to the ball game, but of course, if you can't score runs yourself, not going to get too far. We'll see what happens. Judy Lopez going to be first up to bat for the Rebels. Once again, just a matter of seconds. Ruger Bravo. It's going to be a starting pitcher for the Cannons on the pitching mound at Eastern New Mexico University.
First of the bat, number 32, Jordy Lopez.
Bravo fires the first pitch in there. Going to be down low, Lopez. Going to see it through, ball one. Pitch number 2. Lopez makes contact between second and third base. Lopez going to try and beat him over the first. Going to be unsuccessful. Out number 1 for the Cannons. Bottom of the first.
Next to the bat, number 12, Chris Clark.
Chris Clark going to be next up. Kind of a staple at the top of the batting lineup this season for the Newton Rebels. Ball on number 1. That might be called a strike, actually. I thought it was a little bit too inside, but obviously the umpire has a better vantage point than I do. That one's going to be inside for ball number 1. Clark had to lean his way back, trying to avoid contact from that fastball. Clark outfielder out of Southeastern Arkansas Community College. LaCompa, Louisiana, his hometown. He hits that to third base, and he will get called out just barely at first base. Almost beat him to it.
Now batting, number 49, Marcus Pollard.
Gets a touch too slow. Marcus Pollard going to be next up, third in the batting lineup for the Newton Rebels. Contact out to right field, and the Cannons get underneath it, and Pollard gets caught for the third out of the bottom of the first. Just like that, the first inning comes to a close from Clyde Scott Field. Game still tied up, 0 runs apiece. My name is Adrian Hogan. We'll be back to the top of the first after just a few minutes.
Tonight is brought to you by the Newton Lions Club. Our amazing concession stand is open. All on the go. Check out the great variety of food and drinks. Famous Texas footlong corn dogs, old pork sandwiches, chips, ice cream, and more. Grab a beer and nachos. Remember to always drink possible. Be sure to get your Rebels merchandise and passes at the party. Thank you. The second inning of play is brought to you by Penn Hall at American Family Insurance. As your American Family Insurance can offer you on a home, business, health, and life insurance. Located at 2309 South Kansas Road, Newton, Kansas. Insure your family insurance. Now batting number 14, Christian Caruso.
Christian Caruso going to be first up the bat for the Cannons. Once again, Tate Lewis remaining on the pitching mound for the Rebels. Last night, as mentioned earlier, Rebels fell to the Monarchs right here in Clyde Scott Field by a score 21-4. 10 total runs scored for the Monarchs at the top of the third, and it's hard to argue that maybe the Rebels' shortcomings last night, or maybe due to some lack of discipline, maybe a lack of continuity a little bit. It felt like on the defensive side. Of course, the coaching staff and Rebel faithful alike hoping as the season continues to commence, those issues will begin to subside. Ball one, strike one. Made contact with Robles, trying to get underneath the foul ball. He had a chance at it, but wasn't quite able to get underneath it and secure the catch. Strike two. Ball number two, a little bit outside the strike zone. Once again, Tate Lewis, right-handed pitcher out of Southwestern. Dewey, Oklahoma. Hometown junior out there. Pitching outside. Strike number three, full count from Newton, Kansas. Deciding pitch in and swung at that time by the Cannons. Christian Caruso bit off a bit more than he could chew on that one. Out one. Top of the second. Mason Ray going to be next up, right-handed hitter. Maybe I should say batter for the Kansas Cannons. Pitch one. Inside and up top. Ball one.
Man, I like that announcement. Mark Koch. Yeah. Your local wine-hand realtor. That's Mark sitting right here. You know you're saying that.
Pitch number two. Bit of a slider inside. Strike number one. 1-1 count.
Get the name right? Huh? Get the name right? Yeah, it's a little hard to mispronounce Mark Koch. Yeah.
Game still tied up. 0 runs apiece. Hit between first and second. And out number two. Top of the second. Solid start once again for the defense of the Rebels. We'll see if it continues. Cooper Martin. Just like that. Going to step up to the plate. Right-handed batter. For the Kansas Cannons. Pitch one inside. Contact made out to third base. And the Rebels put the Cannons away. Top of the second. Quick one. 37 home pitches already put up, of course, by the Newton Rebels. Game still tied up 0 runs apiece, I should say. Heading out of the top of the second. Stay with us. Bottom of the second coming up. My name is Adrian Holguin, and this is Clyde Scott Field. Welcome back to Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. Let's look at some more of our host families. Becky Day family, Carrie Bood family, Heather Haskew family, Hope Graber family, Kelly Peoples family, Kim Pauch family, Melissa Wardell family, and Michelle Kaufman family. Once again, game tied up 0 runs apiece. Heading into the bottom of the second between the Kansas Cannons and the Newton Rebels. Rebels trying to turn their season around.
Number 8.
Currently on an early season slip. An overall record on the season of 1-7. Pitch one in. Inside to Titan Goebel. Strike one. Goebel. Foul ball to the right side. Strike number 2. Goebel outfielder at Pratt Community College, McPherson, Kansas, where his home resides. 0-2 count. Pitch should come outside that time. Ball number 1. Feels like a bit of a pitching battle today, Klein Scott Field. Again, Tate Lewis, 37 pitches already for the Newton Rebels. Bravo fires this one in. Contact made by Goebel out to center field. Will it hit the ground? No, it won't. The Cannons get Goebel out on the fly ball. Out to left field. Out number 1, bottom of the second. Lance White going to be next up. To bat for the Rebels. Third baseman, Northeastern Oklahoma A&M. Rogers, Arkansas, hometown. Pitch in. White makes contact at the third base. And going to try and beat the throw. Unsuccessful. Out number 2. Bottom of the second.
Now setting up to bat, number 22, Alex Noyer.
Alex Canoyer going to be 6th on the batting lineup tonight for the Newton Rebels. Another one of those kind of fixtures we're kind of getting to know here early on in the season. Pitch, number 1 for Bravo. And similar hit this time between second and third. And Canoyer unable to beat the throw out to first. A quick bottom of the second brings an end to said second inning. Top of the third going to be coming up in just a matter of minutes. My name is Adrian Holguin. Stay with us. Game's still tied up. 0 runs apiece from Klein Scott Field. Welcome back, Klein Scott Field. top of the third. Please to commence in-kind supporters for the Newton Rebels, Gorilla Apparel, Signs, and Web. Back Alley Pizza, Bob Burke, and BuyLocalPlus.com Magazine, Newton Recreational Commission, YMCA Newton, and Summer Days. Tate Lewis pitch and come. And that said first pitch brings up strike number 1, 0-1 count. Zip Henry, not going to swing at that one. Goes in a little bit low for ball number 1. 1-1 count. Tate Lewis once again playing the role of kind of the workhorse pitcher to start us off. 40 pitches down, thrown by him throughout the first 2.5 innings. Ball number 2. That pitch inside, mid-contact by Henry, out to right field, going to be fouled off. Could have been a lucky break for the Rebels right there. 2-2 count after the foul ball. Lewis fires that one in there. Contact made out to left field. Falls on the ground. Going to be a base hit for the Cannons, or no. Zeb's going to have a chance to make his way all the way over to second base. Going to be successful at it. Some miscommunication out in left field from the Rebels.
Number 5, Hale Blasting.
Another unforced error. Blasting next up. Top of the third, still 0 outs. Lewis goes in pitch number 43. Contact made straight after the first base, along the first base line, I should say. Out number 1.
Number 3, Lane Howard.
Lane Howarth next up. Take on Mr. Lewis himself. Once again, Tate Lewis coming out of Dewey, Oklahoma. First pitch inside and down low. Got to just barely remain within the strike zone. Strike number 1. Runner was able to advance off of that previous out to first. We're from second to third. Lewis in. Down low. Ball number 1. 1-2 count. Newton Rebels founded once again back in 2000, the year 2000. Made the big dance in Wichita a total of 14 times since its inception. Contact made out to the left side. Foul ball. Foul ball out to left field. Called an out after a beautiful play outside by, I believe, Marcus Pollard, outfielder out there in the Northern State. Junior out there. Beautiful play. Picking up out number 2, if I'm not mistaken. But the Cannons were able to get a runner all the way from third to home, putting them on the board. Rebels trail 1-0. Lewis pitch in. Strike number 2. Pitch up high and inside. Going to make contact with the batter on that one. Tate Lewis not too happy with himself. From the pitching mound, another unforced error for the Rebels. 2 outs.
Now the bat.
Still top of the third.
Gannon Snyder.
Snyder going to be next up. making his second appearance from the batting box tonight for the Cannons. And once again, if you're just joining us, the Cannons brought in a run earlier on in the top of the third. Tate Lewis now trying to stop the bleeding for the Rebels here early on as the Cannons get lucky on that contact. Going to be fouled off pretty dang early. Would have been out at first if not so. Strike number one. Tate Lewis picks number 52, hands in, bottom into the outside. Ball number 1-1 count. Tate Lewis picks number 54 in, and contact made right over the area between first and second base. Off target on the throw from the outfield over to Jordy Lopez. Runners advancing all the way from from first to now second and third. Hopefully that made sense. Jeez Louise. 2 outs. Top of the third. Still two outs once again. The Rebels have a chance once again to get it out right here and not allow another run here in the top of the third. Already allowed one earlier on. Lewis fires another one in there. Outside. Still within the strike zone. Strike number one. Rebels can't quite take in that picture down low. Ball number one. Alliard stares down Lewis on the pitching mound. Good to see this pitch through. Fires it outside, Robles. It'll stay on top of that one. Ball number two. 2-1 count. Again, the Rebels trying to turn their season around. After a tough loss to the Monarchs here in Klein Scott Field just last night. That pitch. It's in the strike zone. Fastball. 2-2 count. Rebels makes the call. Gonna be a ball up top. Full count, 3-2. Put it for shut-up time now for pitcher Tate Lewis. Lewis pitch and contact made. Going to be a fly ball out to center field. The Rebels get underneath it and pick up the third out of the top of the third. Cannons up 1-0 after a top of the third run was allowed by the Rebel defense. But we'll see what the Rebels can do when we come back, when they get a chance to do the same. From Klein Scott Field, Newton, Kansas. My name is Adrian Holguin, and once again, stay with us. Welcome back, Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. Meal makers this year for the Newton Rebels include Pathways Care Women's Care Group, First Baptist Church, Newton First United Methodist Church, The Table, and Hope Graber. Justice Hinesley going to be starting us out to bat for the Newton Rebels. Still going up against Bravo for the Cannons on the pitching mound out of Eastern New Mexico University. Umpire telling them to reset real quick. And here we go. Pretty balanced formation from the defense of the Cannons, not really favoring first base side of the infield or the third base side. Foul number one. Strike one. Out to the left side. Only 17 pitches so far for Bravo. Tate Lewis on the other side for the Rebels. 60 total pitches. If that is indeed correct, 2-2 count. Showing the discrepancy right now of the game script as Bravo makes quick work of that one. Strikeout. Strike number 3.
Number 10, Aiden.
Out number 1, bottom of the third. Aiden Robles going to be next up from the catching spot. From the catcher spot, I should say. Another one of the mainstays of the 2024 Newton Rebels. Pitch number 1. Contact made out to left field. Not going to be able to hit the ground. Great defensive play by the outfield of the Cannons. Out number 2.
Now batting number 25, Colby Gomez.
Bottom of the third, Colby Gomez. Going to be next up. Bravo fires it in there. Swung at. Gomez. That footer at Pratt Community College. Hometown guy out of Newton, Kansas. Strike number 1. Pitch number 3. Fouled off to the right side. The danger zone over there going to remain 0-2. Hopefully no car just took the front of that. Jeez please. Two outs, bottom of the third. Gomez pitch inside and low. Good job behind the plate. Keeping that one at bay. 2-2 count. Rebels looks trying to battle the way back into this one. Currently down 1 run to 0 runs. Gomez swings at that one. Fouled off. Keeping him alive for the 2-2 count. '27th pitch from Ruger Bravo. And 2, of course, Gomez, who makes contact out along the third base line. He will be called out at first. Once again, 3 outs now. And another beautiful defensive stand by the Cannons in the bottom of the third. 3 outs will lead us into the top of the fourth. This quick, fast, back and forth action between these two squads. From Clyde Scott Field, Newton, Kansas. Stay with us. More action coming up. Welcome back, Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. The Newton Rebels. Doing a special shout out to all the dads out there. Father's Day coming up this Sunday. Cannons up 1-0 over the Rebels from Newton, Kansas. Top of the fourth. St. Louis pitch in. Down low, ball one. Pitch number two. Up top, ball number two. Christian Caruso not going to swing at that one either. Strike number one. 2-1 count. St. Louis 63 pitches in already here in the top of the fourth. Next pitch in and down low. Rebels stops it from the pitch from going back any farther than what it has to. 3-1 count. That will make contact with between second and third. And with that, the Cannons back on base. Beautiful job making contact with that one by, of course, Christian Caruso. Mason Ray going to be next up. Face off against St. Louis of the Rebels. Zeros. Lewis, pitch number 66, is in and into the dirt. Rebels can't quite hold on to it. And with that, Christian Caruso gets a free walk over from first to second, unevaded. St. Louis gets off the mark on that one, it felt like, at least from up here. Ball number one. Oklahoma zone. St. Louis fires it in. Inside contact made between second and third. Jordy Lopez. Beautiful play from the shortstop spot of firing it back over to first base and getting the runner out at first. Out number one, top of the fourth. Caruso was able to advance himself over from second to third, but once again, Jordy Lopez, beautiful play in the infield. Picking up that out for the Rebels. Which last night against the Monarchs, we saw Jordy Lopez steal his way, basically all the way from first to home to put the Rebels on the board initially. Beautiful play by him. He's really been one of the standouts for the Rebels so far this season. Pitch inside. Nearly contact from the batter. St. Louis pitch. Ball number two. Cooper Martin. Eighth in the lineup. The batting lineup, I should say, for the Cannons. I can swing at that one. 2-1 count. That time contact made. 2-2. Cooper Martin out of Pepperdine University. Don't hear that name too terribly often. Pitch inside and down low. 3-2. Once again, down low, and it's going to be a walk given up by St. Louis on the 73rd pitch of the evening. Cooper Martin heading over to first. Gavin Oswald going to head over. Maybe not Oswald quite yet. It looks like Zeb Henry going to be heading back out there. My apologies. And a meeting taking place over at the pitching mound for the Rebels. Could see Tate Lewis heading out here. We'll see what happens when we come back in a matter of seconds. We'll see who the new pitcher is going to be for the Newton Rebels. Stay with us. 1-0 ball game. Cannons leading here in Clyde Scott Field.
Henry.
Zeb Henry indeed heading out, the left-handed hitter for the Cannons. He will start this off after the pitching change for the Newton Rebels. Henry receives the first pitch and a swing at it down low. Strike number 1. 1 out, once again, top of the 4th. Tate Lewis staying out. Should probably correct myself. Walker makes contact all the way out to center field. Brings a runner in on the single RBI. Cannons now up 2-0.
Number 5.
With runners on first and third. So Tate Lewis now 75 pitches in tonight. And he got there and we're just hit the top of the 4th pretty much. Pitch inside and down low, ball number 1. Blast is not swinging at that one either. 1-1 count. Trying to steal at second. Beautiful play by the defense like of Jordy Lopez, but of course in the middle of the distraction of the runner, sending his way from first to second. The Cannons able to get a runner from third to home, growing their lead to 3-0. Jordy Lopez unsuccessful in getting the runner out at second. Honestly, was a very, very, very fast play. Tough bang bang one if you ask me. Members of the coaching staff doing an earful to the umpire. Not really liking that really. 1 out. Top of the 4th. Pitch in from Lewis. Inside the strike zone. 2-2 count. Lewis, inside contact made along the first base line. Going to stay alive. Runners routing the bases. One makes its way home. Another makes its way over to second.
Now at that, number 3.
Runner that got home was Zeb Henry. And Snyder got the second, got the double RBI, I should say. Going to reset the count. Another recapping over at the pitching mound. Tate Lewis looks like going to be heading out after over 70 pitches laid out through the first 3.5 innings of play. Here from Clyde Scott Field.
Okay, fans.
Welcome back, Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. We just saw the Kansas Cannons pick up a double RBI. Runner on second now. Wow, of course, the Cannons lead 4-0 over the Rebels. Pitch in from Zarecki after he got subbed in. Relief for Tate Lewis, who finishes off his 70-plus pitch evening. Puts up strike number one. Swing by Haworth. Goes nowhere. Strike number two. That pitch was heading outside. Some trickery early from Zarecki on the pitching mound. Once again, runner on second. 0-2 count. Contact made. Over to the second base. And with that, Haworth out at first. Second out. Top of the fourth. Runner was able to advance all the way over from second to third. It's a bit of a sacrifice right there. We'll see if it pays off for the Cannons. Cooper Combs, designated hitter, next up. Not going to still get that one. Ball goes inside. Still within the strike zone. Strike number one. Cannons leading 4-0. And Classic Outfield, Newton, Kansas, Centennial Park. Come out and join us. Next home game going to be this Monday, the 17th, upcoming. Directing pitch inside. Judy Lopez tried to jump up to get what would have been a beautiful out from the shortstop spot. Unsuccessful. And the Cannons grow their lead up to 5-0. Snyder going to be next up. Runner advances over to first on that play. Infield play. An infield miscue by the Rebels. 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Rebels can't quite bring in that pitch. Runner advancing from first to second. Directed pitch number 7. Heads in for ball number 2. That pitch heads inside and up top. Caruso had to duck out of the way of that one. Ball 3. Now head straight down the strike zone. Strike number 1. 3-1 count. Once you get 2 outs, top of the fourth, Rebels have a chance to put this top of the fourth away. That one swung at. We'll bring up the second strike. This battle. Okay, 1 strike away from fouling out the batter and putting it into the top of the fourth. Contact made along second base. Judy Lopez able to bring in the hit. And now going to be a battle between third and home for the runner of the Cannons. The Rebels able to get him out and put it into the top of the fourth. Cannons leading 5-0 here in Klein Scott Field, Newton, Kansas, Centennial Park. We'll be back. Bottom of the fourth. Coming your way.
Lopez.
Jody Lopez is going to kick us off here. Bottom of the fourth. The Rebels trying to get back into this one. Currently trailing in the bottom of the fourth. 5-0 to the Kansas Cannons. There's Adrian Hogan. Pitch number 2 fires in and going to be outside. Next pitch, Lopez makes contact out to third base, and Lopez trying to beat the throw over to first, going to be just barely unsuccessful. Lopez, he's going to get those one of these times, to be honest with you.
Chris Clark.
Goodness gracious, he's so close every single time. Chris Clark, next up. Chris Clark, outfielder out of Southeastern Arkansas Community College. From Louisiana. Strike number 1. Bravo, another pitch in. Pitch number 31 from him tonight. Strike number 2. Bravo receives the signal from the behind the home plate. Ball number 1. Chris Clark looks this one through. Doesn't look a swing at it. 2-2. Cannons once again up on the Rebels. 5-0. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. Bravo pitch number 34. Clark makes contact. Going to be a fly ball. Going to be fouled out of play. Going to stay 2-2. Clark over to third base. And he's going to try to beat the throw. Unsuccessful. Similar to Jody Lopez.
Now set up bat number 49, Marcus Pollard.
Out number 2, bottom of the fourth. Marcus Pollard going to be next up. Big number 49. Saw him make some plays out in left field earlier this evening. Bravo not really liking the call from behind home plate on that one. So they finally come to an agreement. Bravo fires it inside. Pollard contact. Made along second base. Beautiful play by the shortstop to the first baseman. And Pollard gets out at first. 3 straight outs to start us off here. In the bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth. Coming up in this quick affair in Klein Scott Field. I mean, you don't even have really room to breathe here today. Once again, on American Legion Family Night from Klein Scott Field. Stay with us. Top of the fifth coming up.
Do you like money? Yes, you do. It's time.
Top of the fifth, Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. Newton Rebels trailing 5-0 here in the top of the 5th from Centennial Park, Newton, Kansas. Pitch number 1 in and inside and up top. Pitch number 2 from Zuricki coming up. Contact made by Alliard. Foul out to the right side. Strike number 2.
Union State Bank, foul ball.
Union State Bank foul ball. Actually going to be called strike number 3. We've got a little off base here up here in the press box. Out number 1, top of the 5th. Christian Caruso next up. To bat. Ball 1 up top. Next pitch, just barely outside for ball number 2. Next one, more of the same, a little bit down a little farther, maybe a little bit of a slider right there. 3-0. And ball number 4 will send Caruso over to first base at a Rowan State Community College. Mason Ray going to stare down this pitch from Zuricki. Before, or I guess after, tries to get Caruso out at first. Gonna try it one more time. Almost got him. Alex Conoyer out at first base for the Rebels. Pitch in and to the inside. Ball number 1. Not like the ball gonna go for a change here. Staying patient. 1 out, top of the 5th. Pitch in and to the inside. Robles tried to get Caruso out at first. Once again, ball number 2. Doesn't feel like the Rebels defense really likes Caruso out at first base. So they can put a stop to it. And Caruso right on cue, going to go for the steal at second. Jody Lopez is going to clean up the job after the box communication between Rebels and Gomez. Caruso all the way over from first to second. Strike number 1. 2-1. Contact made out to the outfield. Rebels going to try and get underneath it. Unsuccessful. Going to be a double. Could turn into a triple. No, Jordy Lopez is going to put a stop to that one. Caruso all the way over to home. Rounds the bases in a flash. Cannons leading 6-0 in the top of the 5th. Cooper Martin out of Pepperdine University. Strike number 1. Makes contact with that one out to left field. Ball hits the ground before it hits the glove of the Rebels. Off throw over to second. Actually, maybe helping the Rebels. It's Gomez. Gets the runner out at second, but
Zeb Hendry.
Cannons did get another run in, up 7-zip, top of the fifth. Zeb Hendry now back out top of the lineup. Makes contact. It's going to be a fly ball. And Chaso comes down with it. 3 outs. And to the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth coming up. The Rebels put themselves in a bit of a hole here, down 7-zip. But we'll see what they can do when we come back. Clyde Scott Field. More action coming up. Titan Gable going to start us off here. Bottom of the fifth. Bravo remaining out in the ball game. 36 pitches in tonight. Of course, pitcher for the Cans. Pitch number 1 of this sequence. Ball 1. Bravo. Inside, strike number 1. Cannons up 7-zip. Bottom of the fifth, 0 outs. Next one in. Contact made. Foul ball at the left side. Strike number 2. Goble last night, 2.50 batting average against the Monarchs. Contact made by Goble out to the second baseman. And Goble just barely not able to beat the throw once again. The Rebels are getting kind of unlucky in those scenarios tonight from Clyde Scott Field. Once again, trailing 7-zip to the Cannons. Wyke up to bat for the Rebels. Ball number 1. Makes contact with that one. Out to the shortstop. And Wyke, similar results, out at first. Goodness gracious.
Now batting number 22, Alex Denoyer.
Bravo really is eating up these batters. I mean, chewing them up and honestly spitting them out. 2 outs. Top of the fifth. I should say maybe bottom of the fifth. What are we doing? 2 outs. One, 2 count. Canoia up to bat. Can't swing at anything ill-advised, of course. Outside. Ball number 2, 2-2 count. Contact made out to left field. Beautiful hit, but an even better defensive play out in the outfield for the Cannons. Holy smokes. Just no luck on the side of the Rebels so far, who still trail 7-zip. Coming out of the bottom of the fifth. Top of the sixth coming up from Clyde Scott Field, Newton, Kansas, Centennial Park. My name is Adrian Holguin, and stick with me. So rookie 25 pitches into his evening. Got to kick off top of the sixth. First pitch in and outside, ball one. Pitch number 2 to Blassie, strike number 1, 1-1 count. 0 outs, top of the sixth. Cannons leading 7-zip. One-two count, contact made. Beautiful play by Jordy Lopez of catching that ball from the shortstop spot. Holy smokes, had to fly in for that one. Struck out number 1, top of the sixth. Howard's going to be next up to step up to the plate. Up against the Rebels. Showing bunt. Is the Cannons trying to get a quick walk over to first. Strike 1. And that one is not quite successful. Going to be fouled off to the left side, if I'm not mistaken. Going to be heading back. Try again. Second strike. Howard. 1 out. Top of the 6th. Beautiful plays by Jordy Lopez being made all night long, it feels like. Making an impact all around the field. Ball 1 to the outside. 1-2 count. That one swung at, and Zarecki, another strikeout. 2 outs. The top of the 6th. Number 25, Cooper Combs. Designated hitter for the Cannons, heading up. Big things once again to our in-kind supporters, Gorilla Apparel Signs and Co. Beautiful hit out along the third base line. Gonna be a double. No, we're gonna be staying at a single for the Cannons. 2 outs. Beautiful play by Combs. Snyder not gonna be next up. Zarecki 34 pitches into his evening. That one in and down the middle. Strike 1. Pitch number 2. A little bit lower than the previous pitch, but nevertheless, strike number 2. Two outs. That pitch low and nearly to the dirt. Ball number 1. And Zarecki gonna help the Rebels pick up their 3rd out, potentially of the top of the 6th. If I can spit my words out. Unsuccessful between the second baseman and the first baseman for the Newton Rebels on the handoff. Would have been an easy out. Canoyer kind of lost his footing on that one. Runners on first and second for the Cannons. Pitch in, strike 1. Collier receives the pitch. Strike 2. Cannons leading 7-0. They're putting up 4 runs, top of the 4th. Foul ball off the left side. Going to stay 1-2. With a 120 total pitches for the Rebels so far this evening. Contact made out to the outfield between center and left field. Ball going to hit the ground. One runner coming in, two runners coming in for the Cannons. And a runner sitting at second. Cannons leading 9-zip here in the top of the sixth.
14, Christian Caruso.
Christian Caruso going to be next up. Take on Zurich. Aiden Robles, the catcher tonight for the Rebels at Pratt Community College, Oakleaf, Texas. Fly ball out to right field. Will the Rebels be able to get underneath it? No, they will not. Foul ball. Strike number 1, 0-1 count. Caruso steps back up. Now waiting the pitch from Zuricki. He received it. Down low. Ball number 1, 1-1 count. Rebels since their inception made the big dance once again in Wichita. 14 total times since they were founded back in the year 2000. 1-2 count. Next one, contact made out to center field. Chris Clark going to get it in, but not before a runner makes his way over to home for the Cannons. A single RBI from Caruso. 10-0 lead. 10-0 deficit for the Rebels.
Now at that number 30, Mason Ray.
He tries to get Caruso out at first, unsuccessful. Caruso, a very dangerous player. We saw him steal his way all the way over from first to second earlier on. Mason Ray facing an 0-1 count. Mason Ray right on top of second base. Jordy Lopez can't quite reach it. The runner's going to move over to first and second for the Cannons.
Now at that number 18, Martin.
Cooper Martin next up. Cooper Martin at Pepperdine University. Still can't get over that name, by the way. Very interesting. Pitch number 1 inside and up top. Ball 1. Zuricki 51 pitches. Now under his belt. And that one. Contact made out to left field. Base is going to be loaded. Runners on first, second, and third for the Cannons.
Now at number 1, Deb Henry.
Deb Henry next up. Top of the batting order. Making her way up and down that list. Robles. Welcome back up to the pitching mound. 3 runs allowed here to the top of the 6th by the Rebels defense. We'll see a pitching change. I don't know. We'll find out. here in a matter of seconds. Welcome back, Clyde Scott Field. Bases loaded for the Cannons going up against the Ricky. Zev Henry, top of the lineup. Ball number 1. Henry the run at bat. Two outs, top of the 6th. Pitch in and strike 1. 2-1 count. Next pitch outside. Ball 3. One more ball obviously would send the walk over to first and a runner home. Next one inside. And a runner indeed is going to be heading home. Cannons lead 11-zip. Top of the 6th.
Number 5, Caleb Blassie.
Blassie next up. Take on the Rebels pitch. And another meeting at the plate. Not at the plate, the pitching mound. And a pitching change indeed. Going to take place. We'll see who comes out. Now 4 runs allowed in this top of the 6th.
Now pitching number 2, Blake Koss.
Blake Koss is going to be the person subbing in as the pitcher for the Newton Rebels. Once again, last night, Rebels not the hottest, 21-4 overall loss to the Hutchinson Monarchs. They're giving up 10 total runs top of the 3rd, 4 total top of the 4th, 6 total top of the 6th. And then we were out by the end of the 7th inning. Inclement weather hit. Or was hitting, of course, but it kind of stayed off throughout the course of last night's game. Rebels now 1-7 on the season. Hutch Monarchs 6-3. Maybe some standings. Hayesville Aviators, number 1, GL Collegiate League, 8-2. Monarchs 6-3. Second. Kingman Islanders 4-2. Kansas Cannons 5-3. Great Bend Batcats 5-3. Derby Twins 6-4. Diamond Kings 2-4. The Dirtbags 0-8.
Now batting number 5, Caleb Blassie.
Caleb Blassie steps up and immediately hits it right over the head of the second baseman for the Rebels. 1 runner in. Bases still loaded. Cannons lead 12-zip.
Next at bat, number 3, Lane Howard.
Lane Howard next up. Blake Koss, once again the player that subbed in. Onto the pitching mound for the Rebels out of Pratt Community College, Pratt, Kansas hometown. Koss inside and down low, ball 1. Bases still loaded, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Next pitch. Up high, Robles couldn't haul it in. One more runner headed in for the Cannons. 13-0 is their overall lead. Runners on second and third. 2-0 count. Toss outside. Ball number 3. One more ball. Lead to the walk over to first, and once again, bases would be loaded. Toss inside that time. Strike 1. Six runs allowed, top of the 6th. Correction. And ball number 4. Bases loaded once again for the Cannons. Cooper Holmes going to try and send them all home for the Cannons. Next one bounces off of the hand of Robles, or at least the mitt of Robles. Just another runner heading home for the Cannons. Now lead 14-zip. Two count. Holmes looks down, takes the pitch to the back. Base is loaded for the Cannons.
Next up, that number 8, Dan Snyder.
Snyder next up. We'll see if the Rebels can stop the bleeding. Top of the 6th, trailing 14-zip. Snyder at Wichita State University, stepping up. Strike 1. More of our financial partners, once again, give us some love. Newton Lions Club, Best Pest Control, Miller Insurance Agency Incorporated, Charleston Insurance, Union State Bank, Faith and Life Bookstore, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Harvey County, Court-appointed Special Advocate Group, Midway Motors Newton, and Mark Fox, local Wigan Realtor. 1-1 count. Conrad Insurance, also on there. Ball on number 2. Inside once again, ball number 3. Play sets up once again, delivers the pitch. Strike 2. He was going low for a second, but umpire gives him the favorable ruling. Full count. And a big contact made out to left field, and the Rebels pick up the 3rd out of the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th coming up from Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin, and the Rebels have some making up to do after trailing 14-zip. A disastrous top of the 6th. Number 3, Justice Hinesley going to kick off the bottom of the 6th. The Rebels, the disastrous top of the 6th, trail 14-zip to the Cannons. Ruger Bravo, once again out of Eastern New Mexico University, staying in the ballgame. He's pitched all evening long. Oh, 2 count. Contact made, and the Cannons get him out at first. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th.
Now comes to bat, number 10, Aiden Robles.
Aiden Robles, catcher for the Rebels, stepping up. Pop fly out to right field, and the Cannons pick up the 2nd out of the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting number 5, Colby Gomez.
Colby Gomez back out there. Colby Gomez playing second baseman tonight, Pratt Community College. Hometown Newton, Kansas. Hometown guy. Would you look at that? 2 outs. First pitch down low and to the outside, ball 1. "55th Bravo pitch, in and to the strike zone. Strike 1. Contact out to center field. And the Cannons pick up the 3rd out of the bottom of the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up from Klein Scott Field. My name is Adrian Holguin. Stay with us. More action coming up. All right, back up. Top of the 7th. Blake Koss fires the first one in there. Strike 1. Strike 2, 1-2 count. Cannon's still up. 14 zip, top of the 7th. Foul ball. Cage fence. Cage fence wasn't there. Would have hit me right in the face. We don't want to see that happen. 1-2 count. Next pitch outside. 2-2. Make that 3-2. Ball up top. And gonna be yet another walk.
Number 13,
Clemens. Heading over to first. Caruso heading up. Some of the substitutions being put into the ball game for the Cannons. First time we saw Clemens in the batter's box tonight. Contact, foul ball. Koss' 24th pitch. Up and contact over to third. Double play opportunity for the Rebels. Only able to pick up 1 out, but out was at second base. Lone runner over at first.
Number 30, Mason Ray.
1 out now, top of the 7th. Mason Ray. Make this 5th appearance. Up to bat. Strike 1. Ray fires that one out in the left field. Will it get past the far wall? No, it will not. Out number 2. Top of the 7th.
Now batting number 18, Kurt Arden.
Mason Ray of Northwestern State University out of Melbourne, Australia. Tough break for him. Contact over the head of the third baseman from the Cannons. Cooper Martin rounding the bases over to second. Another runner over to third. And that's going to be it. Rebels having trouble once again keeping the Cannons off base.
Next at bat, number 1, Seb Henry.
Seb Henry going to be coming up next. 2 outs. Once again, top of the 7th. Seb Henry, contact over to first, and he will get called out to end the top of the 7th. And bottom of the 7th now coming up. Once again, the Cannons leading the Rebels 14-zip here in Clint Scott Field, Newton, Kansas Centennial Park. Stay with us.
First at bat, number 32, 30 Lopez.
Lopez going to be starting us out for the Rebels. Next up, two bat financial partners. Some more. Let's read through them. Mark Fox, Logo, Wigan Realtor. Conradi Insurance Group, Patrick Roofing Services, Platinum PDR Plus Paint, Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash and Pouch Enterprises, John Oldham Family, Newton Rebels founder Carl Hodges and Family, and Arma Coatings of Wichita. 1-0 count. Finally, a strike, 2-1. Burger Bravo still in the ballgame, has not been subbed out quite yet. Only 59 pitches, though, so a lot of quick innings for him. Make that 60 after that previous pitch. 2-2 count. He has indeed thrown a no-hitter so far. It will be pretty dang wild. Here comes the announcer. Lopez swings at it. Strike. Number 3. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Not quite, might have got a little ahead of ourselves here. Goodness gracious. We're trying our best. We're trying our best. 2 strikes. Got the umpire, too. Not completely off. 2-2 count. Correction. Next pitch, Ian Lopez. Foul ball to the right, to the left side. Still a 2-2 count. Pitch in, Lopez, contact, fly ball out to center field. And the Cannons pick up the first out at the bottom of the 7th. Lopez, tough luck once again. Chris Clark, center fielder, now making his way out to the batter's box. Set up against Bravo. Bravo once again, a no-hitter being thrown so far up against the Rebels. Clark, foul ball to the right side. Bottom of the 7th, 0-1 count. Pitch in, and Clark makes contact, and Clark makes it over to first. Tough luck, Bravo, not going to get the no-hitter. He's pretty dang disappointed.
Number 49, Marcus Pollard.
Marcus Pollard. Next up to bat for the Rebels. Nice job by Clark of, finding some positives tonight, finding his way on base. And wouldn't be surprised now as we see a meeting taking place to see Bravo maybe come out of the possibility for the no-hitter ending here. See what happens. Cannons lead to 14-zip. 7 runs. Top of the 6th. Brought in by the Kansas Cannons.
I'm not sure why.
Bravo out pitching for the Cannons. 0-1 count. Chris Clark on first base. Almost got out right there, but geez Louise. A little bit slow on the throw. 0-1 count, still bottom of the seventh. 1 out. Pollard up to bat, 2-0 or 0-2. Starting to lose my marbles up here. And Clark going to be caught between first and second. Wasn't quite ready for the play. Right there by the infield of the Kansas Cannons. Bravo. Great job of kind of catching him off guard right there, but 2 outs right there. Bottom of the seventh. Strike number 3 with that one, and indeed, that will be the ball game at the end of the 7th. 14-0 win for the Cannons over the Newton Rebels. The dominant performance pitching wise. Oswald nearly threw a no-hitter tonight. Just barely avoided that with a Chris Clark single that we saw in the 7th inning, but nevertheless, the Rebels take another loss at home in Clyde Scott Field. Rebels now 1-8 on the season after the tough loss to the Cannons tonight.
New Recreation Commission, Light City and Summer Days. And finally, thank you to our halfway here, First Baptist Church, the table, and Hope Braver. The new leadership is most commander of
Rebels 6 games back heading into tonight. 4-game losing streak, I should say. Overall batting position of 1-2-5. 1-7. Heading into tonight, 1-8. Leaving it. Thanks to more of our financial partners: Platinum PDR Plus Paint, Roofing Service Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash and Pouch Enterprises, Army Coating of Wichita, Host Families, Becky Day Family, Carrie Boot Family, Heather Haskew Family, Hope Graber Family, Kelly Peoples Family, Kim Pouch Family, Melissa Wardell Family, and Michelle Kaufman Family. Any kind of supporters: Gorilla Apparel, Signs and Web, Back Alley Pizza, Bob Burke, and BuyLocalPlus.com magazine, Newton Recreational Commission, YMCA of Newton, Summer Days, and our meal makers. For the Rebels: Pathways, Care Women's Care Group, First Baptist Church, Newton First United Methodist, The Table, and Hope Graber. Look at the schedule here for the Newton Rebels. Up top, tomorrow, June 15th, going to be traveling to face the Cannons on the road, and then we're going to be back right here at Clyde Scott Field. The Rebels take on the Dirtbags on June 17th, 7 o'clock p.m. Start the ball game here, right here in Centennial Park, Clyde Scott Field to be exact. Be with us. Once again, a tough loss for your Newton Rebels tonight, up against the Kansas Cannons, but still, I'm going to be optimistic, man. Still early on in the season. We'll see if they can turn things around here as we continue to move through 2024 campaign. My name is Adrian Holguin. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back this Monday, 7 p.m. Don't miss it. You belong.